Oh, that's
I
right.
Craig or Alistair.
Bye,
I'm sorry.
Alistair.
Didn't mean to say the wrong name. Like a punk.
Not you calling him by his brother's name. Alistair is
Sorry
a
that they're
successful.
twins. Or is it like a Garfield Tale of Two Kitties, where this is the British one, and they've swapped lives, and Craig is
Craig.
now royalty.
Craig is like the white picket fence, like live like a pretty good but like not super exceptional life. Yark is the evil brother, and Alistair is also evil because he's rich, but also rich.
Well,
And
he's also
British.
British. That's what made him evil in the first place.
He's
Okay,
evil
I
rich
don't
because he's British. Because all British people, they're either evil
are
and rich
inherently evil.
or they're kind of
You can
cool.
be you can be poor and evil in Britain.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
Yark.
have you ever heard of like the Artful Dodger? I think he was evil. Was the Artful Dodger evil? Over in the Artful Dodger. He's the leader of a gang of child criminals. Well, no, he actually sounds rad. Um, uh, he's just Batman. Anyway, last episode, Dougie and the Graysons interact about Dougie not being interested in continuing to sue them. Um, Calvin checks on Arabelle's father, learning that he's recovering well. Obi sets up a D to do story. D tries to get Grayson's on retainer for copycats and has plans with Virus that go poorly. Uh, Talks to Virus for a bit and has a tense conversation with her. Is supposed to deliver a similar letter to Xeric eventually. Dougie is trying to look into his lineage, and we'll meet up with Obi in the library by chance. Grayson has awkward interaction with Arabelle. Obi is looking for into rumors involving her.
Mhm.
That
Okay.
is Xeric.
And uh, last episode it was mentioned that there was going to be a what was this was the tour of the estate, I believe. Yeah. There was going to be a tour of the estate today, uh, which everyone was waiting for. So you guys all meet up, along with like just like a crowd of people, at the front of uh the like at the front of the like the main building of the estate.
Mhm.
D, why are you following me? I mean, not D. Obi, why are you following me from the library?
I was not following you. I was investigating something here. What are you doing here?
I was investigating something here as well.
You'd want a tour of the estate?
I'm on my way there right now, currently.
Well, I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to
Honestly,
continue.
honestly, Obi, you could be the one leading it.
Huh?
That if you want to be, you can be the one leading it.
The tour? Oh, okay.
Yeah, like considering you would be familiar enough with the estate. You don't have to be, but if you want to actually be in the scene,
I think she probably wouldn't be the one leading it, but I think she's now wanting to assist with it because of this rumor has put her in a bad light against the dragon that she works for in the family, it might probably be better for her to assist, the tour.
Yeah.
The reason why I was going to the library because that's where the person from the kitchen is the word. Kitchen told me that and it might have originated.
We did never wrap that up. Okay, time is weird. We will circle back around to that.
Yeah, it doesn't
Uh,
matter because it was like 'cause I didn't know
actually,
if it would be somebody from the library or if it's another lead. But basically, I'm kind of going around saying who did this, but you and kind of making my way around to like show that I'm not cool with this rumor.
but
Is
actually,
girl.
okay, just so that we can get this.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be played out, but that's what I'm kind of leaning to do.
Yeah, give me an investigation to see if you can figure out if you can get more of a lead on where this rumor started. Uh, or if you and give me a flat charisma to see how good you are at getting people on your
Where the
side,
fuck is investigation? Why am I
or at
not?
the very least, getting people to like believe that you are not down with this rumor and that it is not true.
Hey. 'Cause basically she's been away with oh my god, Ty. So she hasn't really talked to many people. But now, oh, I hear a rumor about me. I'm going to um be in front of people to
Everyone
say,
who's read.
yeah, so 15 investigation, 16 charisma.
You're able to confirm that it's not anyone working in the library, but you like while you're walking around, you hear like small whispers of people who are in there. So you get the vibe that it's still like it was still probably it was probably like another visitor who like saw you reading in the library. But it's not
Okay.
any of the like librarians or anything. In the 16 charisma,
Was that?
would you say that?
I was just saying, twas I in the library who spread the rumor, obviously.
With a 16 charisma, you can kind of tell that there are some people who are like don't fully believe it, but are just sort of like idly gossiping of like, oh my god, did you hear? This is that. And like with you coming up, they sort of like shut down on that of just like, oh, okay. But then there are other people who get like a little bit more like puffed up about it of like, oh, you acting this way is like kind of suspicious. So like you haven't so like there's some people that like double down, but for
Mhm.
the majority of people are sort of like backing down a little bit on spreading it, but it's already a scandal, so it's not going away without action being taken uh on other things, but uh continue what you're doing.
Mhm. That's annoying. That she's getting mad at this.
Yeah. But you go the tour, they have you sort of walking behind the crowd just to sort of like help direct people that like aren't really able to get like a good view of the guide in front. Because it is like a good amount of people. Most people who get invited to this event are like repeats because the scene doesn't really change all that often. Uh, but enough people are invited that there are either enough new faces or enough people who just didn't come despite being invited, or people who were invited last year but not the year before, or even just people who have been to the estate and have taken this tour before, but maybe just want to take it again, just because it was 2 years ago.
Mhm.
Um, But yeah, so you guys are all up here, except maybe Quinn. Quinn, where are you? Yeah, Quinn, where are you?
Up there.
You're with the group that's touring?
Yeah.
That is a bold move.
Yeah, he's been gone for a while, and now he's just back.
It's only been a
Honestly,
day.
here's the thing. I don't think they've been focusing on that part of the like. It hasn't been that long in game,
Yeah.
so I've just sort of been like letting things happen in the background. There has not been an active manhunt for you, so
Yep.
you probably so you didn't really need to disappear. You could have just been there, like hanging out this entire time. If you wanted.
I think it's better if he just retreated somewhere for a while, or however long it's been.
Okay, I think I am gonna rewind a little bit to earlier this morning. Quinn, you get a knock on your door.
I answer.
You open the door to a fire genasi who is a bit more modestly dressed than a lot of the people here, but still very nicely dressed. And he says, "Are you Quinn Stone?"
Yes.
Uh, my boss wants to speak to you. She has a deal for you. She knows what happened.
Who's your boss?
You'll see her.
I'm sure I will eventually, but I'd like to know before I go meet with her.
Her name is Kane.
Okay. I'll go, I guess.
All right. He leads you to. You start to like recognize the path you're taking almost as the like it's like very close to like the servants like area, like the like housekeepers and stuff like that. Uh, but sort of like in like this sort of like isolated spot between the two, where not a lot of the other guests will come, but not a lot of the staff will be like idle during the day because they'll, or even like during the night because they'll be like out busy. So this is kind of like a quieter part of the building. Uh, but he takes you to a room, knocks on the door, and walks in. And when you go in, if you go in, I'm assuming you go in. You don't
Yeah,
get
I
left
go in.
last. Okay. Uh, you see this incredibly like tall, spindly woman with a gigantic hat that sort of like flops over one side of her face that's adorned with red and black flowers. She is also dressed not modestly, but sort of a lot more simpler, with just a simple red dress, uh, and a black corset, that's uh, sort of, you can see that the bottom of the dress is like embroidered. You can't quite see the pattern, but both the dress and the corset are embroidered. And she's sitting at like a small table, sipping tea. Ah, Mr. Stone, it's an absolute pleasure to meet you. Come, sit.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And yeah, I sit.
What kind of tea do you like? This is chamomile, but I can make some others if you would like, if you have a preference before we speak.
I'm good.
Okay. Well, I know what you did, Mr. Stone, and I'd like to make an offer to keep your head off of a pike.
Okay.
This is me laughing. This is me laughing because we're asking like no questions of like how do you know, no
Nope.
denial. This is truly some my energy, and Gabriel and Zapdos know what that means.
Truly what energy?
This is okay. This is some rubble energy.
Yes. I don't.
Yeah, I would like to keep my head off of thingy.
And and just to make one thing abundantly clear, the other dragons do know as well. They're just waiting. I told them that to give me a shot at it first.
Oh, I assumed so.
Yeah. You know, it only takes so much questioning to figure out that he was mind controlled. What was your plan?
Honestly, I was just bored as shit. I didn't really have a plan.
You you have such a you have such a career. Did you I'm sorry, I'm just before we get into the whole offer, I'm just very curious as to what's going on in that small little mind of yours.
I don't have a comeback for that.
Or maybe you just have an answer. What did you think would I know you didn't have a plan. What did you think would become of you? You have a career outside of this, but you didn't think that you're not exactly old money. You don't have a ton of networking backing you. What did you think? Well, you have no plan, but what did you think was going to happen to you?
Honestly, I didn't think ahead. I just kind of did it. So far it seems to worked out for me so far because I'm insanely less bored now.
Truly no thought.
No, just did it.
Head empty. Only vibes.
Pretty much.
Well, Mr. Stone. And she takes a small sip of her tea. Has you the fire genasi has also sat down beside you, and she goes, she does sort of like introduce him. She goes, by the way, this is Paz. He is my warlock.
Good morning,
Oh, I
Paz.
know that guy.
Paz just sort of nods to you and drinks some coffee. So, the deal I made with the dragons was if I could get you to agree to be under my watch, and you feel sort of just like the hairs on the back of your neck stand up as you feel something cold brush the back of it. If you agree to be under my watch, then they will simply wave this off as something an attendant did or servant did and that they're handling and blah 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 blah. And we can just wave this off. If you decline, there's always the hard way. But I'm reaching out to make my own.
Fuck it, yeah.
Not a single question, not a single ask of my motivation, not of what I gain.
No, I'm just curious on how this will end. No
Not a
spoilers,
single
please.
You don't want to know what being under my watch entails.
Not really. I'll figure it out eventually.
Wow. Wow. Well, she holds out her hand. I guess we have a deal. If you would like to know even if you would like to know none of the stipulations of it.
If I had a lawyer, I'd get him to ask questions, but
She drops her hand and she goes, okay, I'm gonna feel bad if you don't know at least a little bit of what's going on before going in. Being under my watch also entails being partially under my control so that I can ensure that you don't do shit like this again. So with that in mind, and she raises her hand back up.
yeah, I shake it.
You feel a sort of like shock of not cold run through you, but more just like a pull of heat out of you, which is technically the same thing. But I feel like in description there is a difference.
Mhm.
What's your class again? And you're only one class, right?
Yeah, I'm barred.
Change one level, take one level of bard out and replace that with warlock.
Oh, okay.
The either undead or undying.
Okay. Oh, I lose major image and compulsion.
Well, I assume that you're going to be attending the tour that they're doing. That'll be quite soon, so I suggest you run along.
Yes.
I'll see you again very soon, Mr. Stone.
I'm sure you will.
And she smiles. And as she leans her head back down to take a sip of her drink, her hat sort of not flops, but her hat sort of like tilts down to almost fully obstruct her face. And all you really see is like a quick smile before she fully raises the glass to her lips, and you see fangs, just like a complete mouth of sharpened teeth before she takes a sip of her drink.
This can only end well.
Surely, surely this can only go wonderfully.
We're all coming out of this alive.
All of us, that is a guarantee.
Yep.
Do you know, Judo.
That is my name.
You know I love you as a player, right?
You should.
You do also know that this is the shit that gets you killed, right?
Oh yeah.
I just want to make sure you know. Like, I am also bewildered. Not a single question. This is Rubble
Nope.
behavior.
Yeah.
You don't know who Rubble is. But Gabriel, back me up here. It turned out fine for Rubble, but that's because Raven has a certain way that he likes things to go, and that way is usually well. Jesus, I need a fruit snack. Anyway, back to the tour. Everyone who sees Quinn, please give me an insight check. So, all of you.
Oh, I need to open D&D Beyond.
Yeah, that's something you should do.
Don't worry, it's
Yeah.
normal that I never have it opened. What's my character's name? Doug.
Dougie.
17 insight.
Judo rolled deception with disadvantage.
I got that 20.
You got a nat.
So
Wait,
25.
was that a 20 or a 1? I heard nat something.
No, I got a nat 20, so 25.
Unless I'm misremembering my ability, I have a 21 on deception.
Oh, right, because you have the thing that you have
Yeah.
a viable talent.
Yeah, I have that's a 21 on deception.
With disadvantage is wild.
Yeah. I actually
So
rolled a
it's like
12 and a 7.
reliable.
So
Not
Not
being
like
able to roll
anytime you roll below a 10, so disadvantage, you just can't get lower than a 10.
yeah.
Or
Unless
like
I roll a
the
nat 1,
lowest you
which I
get is 20.
didn't.
Yeah.
Gabriel, I don't know if he's here and he just can't speak or what.
He just unmuted, so
Insight, please.
D20 somewhere.
Fizz, you said you're at dinner, so I'm not sure if you can do like digital dice rolls, but you can just roll one when you get back if you're unable.
$22.
22? Okay, so as this tour is about to get started and people are sort of milling around, Quinn comes in late as usual. Actually, let me do a roll for the crowd. Oh, that was very bad. Okay, Fizzy. Grayson, Dougie. You guys both notice a sort of, I don't know how pale Judo would describe Quinn normally, but he is like a sort of sickly. He is like pale to the point of like when the light hits his skin in a certain way, he becomes like semi-translucent and you can like see a lot more veins than you should be able to. And his face looks just like ever so slightly gaunt, even though the last time you saw him, he looked perfectly fine and healthy.
Dog, you good? Did you get some of that drugged up food? Because like you do not look well. Okay. Have you seen a doctor about this? Like
A
if you hold
clear?
out your arm, like do you
I'll have to pick
do
that up.
you need some help?
Oh
I
no, no,
can't help you. Like,
I'm fine.
are you? You
Yeah,
look like you're going through like 15 stages of withdrawal, like immediately.
If I'm at the back, like,
I think dead
what's
people look better
going
than
on?
you.
you want some drugs?
What?
No,
Oh, okay.
that seems to be what have gotten you here, buddy. When this is all over, I'm recommending you a rehab. Okay,
Sure.
'cause you do not look well. Okay,
Fellas, can we keep it moving? We're keeping it moving. Don't lag behind, please.
question: is there a mausoleum on in the tour?
A mausoleum.
Bro,
I don't remember what that word is.
It's one of those a mausoleum is like one of those like above ground grave things. Um,
Um, no.
darn. So I think like you look like you came out of one of those.
As you guys walk, around, Jesus, sorry. Uh, the tour is pretty simple. It's really just sort of, it's semi like touristy stuff, but this is like a place of residence. So like occasionally they'll be like, here's a statue, but this person is still alive because they're dragons and they lived for so long. So for the most part, it is just like, and here's how you don't get lost. Um,
is there a
but
statue of Kai? Is
say again.
there a statue of Kai?
There is a statue that Kai is like a part of, but it's sort of like a statue of like the family together.
Makes sense.
I point the specific part of Kai and I point at you and I just kind of I don't know raised my eyebrows in a like a wink wink at you, but you know how like I don't know how to describe like when you're like raising your eyebrows
I'm just like
twice.
raising my eyebrows back at
Or
you,
something.
like
Give
what?
me a insight. Uh, Zap, give me a I don't know
Persuasion.
persuasion with disadvantage.
Okay, I have a +9 to this, so it should be fine. It's a
Mhm.
22.
I only got 12
What I'm
insight, so
you picking up what I'm putting down? Just know what
I
I'm
have no
stepping
idea
in.
what this is supposed to mean, but okay.
Oh, yeah, she doesn't get it. You're so confused, Abby. You're like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
You know, raises eyebrows again.
I just point at myself, point at the statues, and point at you. Like, huh?
No, that's not me. I point at you. I point at the statue again. Raise eyebrows again.
The statue is beginning to like fade into the distance as this tour continues.
So you like that statue?
It's
Still raising eyebrows. I've not stopped constantly just raising my eyebrows like this.
it's a statue. It's like, I mean, it's of the whole family. This
Yeah,
is
but
their
like that
property.
one specifically. Like not don't look at like the statue as a whole. Like, like the one person within the statue that was, worth pointing at. You know, you know.
You mean my patron? It's
That's what they are to you. Just a patron.
I mean, yeah,
Oh, you had a
that's
good thing going.
huh?
Hate to see, hate to see a good lesbian couple break up during Pride.
What did you say? I can't.
Wait, so y'all aren't a couple? I thought, I thought that was the whole thing. My bad. I
You're
thought y'all
saying
you were no.
I
Did you call me sick?
no, I wasn't sure what you were saying. But
I'm saying that I thought
it,
that you and your patron were a couple this whole time.
oh, I guess that's not uh, surprising, but uh, but well, we hadn't said anything, or nothing was said to me about that.
I'm now looking confused.
Okay.
Like usually something would be said to you if it was true.
The-
I think that's how that works. Dang. Rooting for y'all though. I believe in y'all. Y'all got this.
Thanks. Yes, but yeah, I guess if there was something I was not aware of, but it was. But how's your research going?
Uh, just kind of same old, same old. Nothing really new.
Uh,
I was
and
expecting, since this is the family archives, it would have a touch more.
uh,
Uh, but no.
you're you descended from the Lung family?
No. Um,
Uh,
I'm descended from the dragon family.
oh,
But like, they won't claim me because
why
you
not?
know how it be.
Um, I guess purity or something like that.
Pardon?
Purity,
Yeah,
dragons. Yeah. But yeah, have
my
you
lineage is
haven't?
younger than some of the dragons here, and still,
Say that one more time, Zach.
I said my lineage is younger than some of the dragons here, and still they won't, you know, acknowledge me.
Yeah, that's what it's like, with you know beings that outlive you for so long. It's, they just have a different perspective on things.
Yeah.
Mm,
But I'll pace
Uh,
myself.
as you guys are sort of having, as the conversation sort of like fizzles out a little bit, you hear the tour guide up front uh start talking about something that isn't just like directions. You see her pointing sort of like off in the distance, saying, and we would appreciate staying just sort of a bit farther back from this area, and you see her pointing at what looks like a sort of gilded cage full of Jesus, full of like different like flora, like different plant life. Uh, this is the matriarch's personal garden. She has many, many plants here, from non-magical to uh, pure, purely made of magic, and everything in between. We ask that you keep your distance from it, just because some of the plants will lunge out and try and grab people. They Some of them are carnivorous.
Yeah, I've
Um,
seen it before. Somebody got ate a couple of years ago.
yeah, it was true. They survived, granted, without a finger. But yeah, that is why we ask people to stay away from here. Not even the staff are allowed near this area. The matriarch tends to all of the plants herself. So please just keep a safe distance.
I whispered to Dougie, like, they have to say that they're alive. They have to legally say that to not scare people.
I want to touch one.
Gabriel, I want to make sure you specifically heard that last line.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, there you
I
are.
said not.
Hello.
I said I did not.
She's talking about the matriarch's personal garden. You recognize this from last night when you were with Arabella, the sort of like gilded cage with a whole bunch of plants. Uh, and the tour guide specifically mentions that staff don't tend to this part of the property. It's all tended to by the matriarch herself.
Debating whether or not to speak up about what I saw last night. I'll do it later. I have an idea, but I'm not gonna talk about it right this second.
Is that Are you saying any of this to Arabella, or is that out of character to us?
That part is out of character. I will kind of mentally speak to Arabella and be like, I think it would be better for us to mention that we saw staff tending to it to the matriarch herself rather than to this tour guide, right?
Yeah.
Tour guide. Um, rather than to the tour guide, it'll help them keep up appearances and like they might appreciate if we don't say that some staff isn't following the rules.
You didn't have the one, Jana.
She's able to speak back to you mentally, right?
Genuinely don't remember that on my head. I think so. I gotta check which feature. Gotta check what's giving me this. Yeah. Yes, she could.
Yeah, so she says back, yeah, especially after the whole thing with the food getting drugged. I heard that they're saying that it was one of the staff.
You know, for a moment I thought it was Quinn, but I'm not too sure about that.
Oh yeah, did you see him earlier? He looked pretty bad, right?
Yeah. I wonder what happened to him. 'Cause,
Yeah.
well, most of the people who were treated, and even those who were, did not look like that.
Yeah. I don't know. Xerox seems to like him a lot. Maybe he's just been doing them recreationally, even outside of being like poisoned.
Probably. It's a pretty decent theory.
Um, yeah, so the tour continues and it sort of ends with the guide leading you to a sort of like A lot of words sound so juvenile, but I'm like, I don't know what else to call it. So essentially just like an outdoor like tea party, like picnic area. Like a lot of tables set up, like blankets across the floor, like a few games set up, and just like refreshments like on various tables and like stacked everywhere. Uh, that is where the tour ends, and the tour guide just sort of Jesus, I should really have things prepared beforehand. Fuck, I stalled. But the tour guide is just sort of like finishes like up the tour and essentially like not waves everybody off, but sort of like you're
Where's
here now.
goodbye?
This is for y'all. And you can see that the Lung and Draken family are already here, but sitting like on opposite sides of the setup.
Of course.
I would like to play the game.
What kind of game is it?
I have no idea, but I want to play it.
It's Croquet.
Oh.
Heck yeah.
Ooh. Just the
Hold up.
you're like
Let me roll an intelligence check real quick. This is golf. And so obviously you're supposed to hit it as hard as you can. So I do that.
How do you spell croquet?
It's with a Q. CROQUET.
Oh, cute. Oh,
So
okay.
you completely ignore like the little arch setups that there are. You just whack it as hard as you can with a
No, I
very
placed it inside the thing. It's like a T. It's like teeing off.
I'm sorry, wait, you
I
do
place
what?
it, I like pick it up. I put it inside the little ring because obviously it's a T to like guide you where you're supposed to go, and then I just hit it up. You're supposed to hold the ball still.
You hear, as you're doing this, you hear various sounds of confusion. As you do it, you hear like just sort of like slight shock from people who were like watching you, and then you hear laughing.
It does not go far because I have a -3 to strength.
Oh, yeah,
I get a
okay.
full swing and it goes a normal amount for croquet.
Actually, give me just roll a quick strength.
Yeah, that's a 4.
Ah, it you feel like a slightly clawed hand on your shoulder as she goes, and you hear like a sort of like sultry feminine voice go, you're not supposed to hit it while it's in the arch. You're supposed to hit it from back here. Hit it through the arch. This is croquet. You hit it through
Oh,
each
there's
arch
mini.
and
Okay.
place it in. And as you and if you turn around, you see a sort of very tall with like broad shoulders, drow woman with her hair sort of tied back into like a tight bun, wearing like a simple like white with black accents and embroidery sundress and sun hat.
Thank you. I kind of go back to the start and I play as correctly as I can. Um, Still trying to win because winner's mentality.
Give me, say, just flat dexterity.
Oh yeah, I have a +4 to that. So that is a 5.
You got a nat one.
Yes, I did.
You like hit it. You like hit it in a way that it just like you're not on a hill, but it just like rolls into the forest very slowly without going through any of the arches.
That's gotta be worth something, right?
Unfortunately, I don't think it is. We might have
Okay,
to.
well, I'll go get it. I'll go get it. I like kind of run into the forest.
You can't pick it up though. You have to hit it all the way back up here.
Okay. I try and find it.
Give me investigation.
Investigation. Okay, that is a that's a match.
It's a nat 20.
Yes.
You like see your ball like go further and further in, but like every time you like go to pick up I'm sorry. Every time you like go to grab it, you like kick it and it like goes farther until you like accidentally kick it just like a little bit too hard and then it disappears again, so you have to go find it again. And this time when you find it, you see a girl with uh covered in like a mix of like blue and red scales. She almost looks like a dragonborn, but with like more human features and like there instead of being like patches of scales, they're sort of like there's like patches on her face where it is skin instead of scales. And her hair is like a bright teal. With her in her hands, like again, like a dragonborn's, are like very are a little bit more dragon than they are human. And she is like kneeling next to the ball and just sort of like picks it up and inspects it.
Am I able to determine like what how she is based off how she looks?
Uh, I don't actually give me a. Okay, first of all, are you letting yourself be like seen or are you trying to hide?
Um, I don't think I would be going into this with the mindset of hiding because I'm just looking for the ball. I'm not expecting to find anyone, so I'm not going to be hiding. Um,
Yeah, I will say
and
like
so
you see her. I will say she looks very out of place. She is wearing like very simple, like kind of like dirty and like kind of torn. Like they look like clothes that were once very nice, but are like kind of like fucked up.
yeah,
Uh, so and you do so you can kind of place that she doesn't that she looks out of place. Fuck, I also forgot she has antlers. She's pretty clearly from Lung with that one. I will say you see her like you see her, you can clock that she's long just from the antlers, and also from like the bright teal hair. Uh, if you want, you have like you see the ball, you see her. If you want, you do have like time to hide. She doesn't seem to notice you right away, but you can keep keeping if you want.
yeah. I'm gonna just kind of be like, hi. Um, don't want to scare you, but I am also here in these woods.
You get
Um,
out, and she like looks up, eyes wide, drops the ball, and like you see giant wings sprout from her back as she like bolts upwards and disappears into like the foliage.
I thought it was more personal than that. Okay, lay it where it lies.
How far
I just,
away did Dougie get to?
This is like a thing of like it got that ball got unreasonably far into the forest, and then he kept kicking it as he was trying to pick it up.
I thought he got a nat 20, but I'm assuming he got a nat 1.
I got
So,
no, I got that one on hitting. I got a nat 20 on finding it. So I got a weird thing from that.
okay. So I knew it was a nat 1 and nat
But
20. So I think I would
I
just.
expected I somehow expected to end up in the forest of carnivorous plants.
That would be funny. I think probably Obi would eventually come and check on you since you got far. And be like, Dougie, because she doesn't want you to run into one of the plants.
Okay, to be fair, the plants are kept in they are in a golden cage. Like it's not hard. It's not easy to accidentally walk up on them.
Bro, have you met me?
And he
Fair.
is a small
You know the
kobold.
characters I play.
That is okay. I immediately received my point. That is a fair point.
That's exactly something I would have a character accidentally do.
It's like, oh
Obviously,
no.
this is a different golden cage. The golden cage had the evil plants in it. These plants don't look evil. He's a little guy. Why is he in a cage? He growled at me. Um, so yeah, I just kind of played a ball where it lies and like tried swinging it as hard as I can back into um, you know, playground.
Give me a dexterity to aim and a strength to see how far you can get it.
Okay. That is a 17 on aim.
Investigation to see if you can find Dougie.
Um, and a dirty one on strength.
You aim pretty good. Actually, what was your dexterity?
17.
You aim pretty good. But you swing, you wind up as hard as you can, and you go to swing, and you swing it, and you hit it, and it rolls 2 inches.
Enough of this. I cast Tensor's floating disc underneath it and just kind of walked it back into the playground. I didn't touch it.
Uh, Abby, what was your investigation?
Oh, that was me. Okay. A 12.
Uh, you know what?
Do I get advantage because I know the place?
Yeah.
Let's see if you can do it. Nope, still sticking with that 12.
You know, I'm gonna say you don't find him immediately, but you see him you sort of
On my way back.
yeah, on his way back, you see him with the Tensor's floating disc. You know how to play Croquet. You know that's cheating.
I'm assuming he got the better of you.
I don't know what you mean. I have not touched this ball.
I still don't think that's allowed.
Are you a referee? You a snitch?
No, I won't say anything.
Very well. Good day. Just
Opportunity.
I love Tensor's floating disc.
Is Arabella among the crowd? Because I know Lung and Dragon family are on two sides. Is is Arabella still in the area during this croquet? I'm assuming
Arabella
different people are playing croquet, like different sections or something.
Yeah, Arabella is here. She's I'm assuming with Grayson. I don't know if Grayson is playing or not, but Arabella is not because her hand is still broken.
So I do see that something's wrong with her hand.
Yeah, her hand is wrapped in bandages.
Okay, I'll make my way over there.
Have you confirmed that you know Arabella? I don't remember.
I was going off of the fact that because you said that she is a model and that some modeling people have like I is pretty enough to be a model even though she does not want to be a model. So I didn't know if she is like aware of Arabella just enough because some people have asked Kai to be a model. That's what I'm kind of have pictured in my head, you know.
Honestly, it's probably more likely that Arabella has modeled for Kai
Mm,
for like
mhm.
paintings.
That would make sense because I like because that was my thing. Is like I would just think people think Kai should model. She doesn't want to do it. Then she probably brings in Arabella to do it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
'Cause, like
So yeah,
that's they like we know of the modeling world even though we don't really
yeah.
participate in it that much.
Character is familiar with
Yeah,
Arabella.
exactly. And so I just walk up to her and like, "Hi, Arabella. How you doing?"
Oh, Onyx, right?
Correct. Like I know it's been a minute since I, got to see. I finally got a chance to talk. So you been doing good?
Yeah, I've been doing all right. I heard that painting that Kai did where she used me as a reference sold for a good amount.
Really
Yeah.
good. We appreciate that. Of course, having you as a model to use as a likeness is always a plus.
No, anytime. It's a lot easier for me to do like the. I know Kai is like very particular with like the details of the pose, and so like they normally take a while. She likes to do like these very like complex poses, but she also doesn't like taking pictures. So it's like I can stand still for a lot longer than like human models can because my joints don't really get tired.
I've never thought about that, but that makes entirely makes sense. No, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, what happened to your hand, by the way?
Oh, just a bit of an accident. I kind of freaked out during the whole drugging incident because my dad went into cardiac arrest
Oh my
from
goodness.
what he
Yeah.
was with. So I
Oh, wow.
accidentally slammed my hand on the counter, and I am porcelain, so I break pretty easily. He's
Yes.
awake now, but I didn't really want to. He's still like, it does like even with magic, like he's old, so even if his
Mhm.
body is recovering, it still took like a toll on him. So
Yeah, that is a lot. I knew some people were affected by it. I think we just happened to miss it. But I knew some people were affected by it. I'm sorry to hear your dad was one of them. But I'm glad to hear he's doing better now. So,
you know, but yeah, so I
and
didn't want to miss him. So just
and if
with
you don't mind, she gestures to give her hand so then she can cast mending on it. Is it-
just oh yeah. She unwraps her hand. It's not
is-
like it's just like a few like cracks, so it is pretty easy to heal up with mending.
yeah. Yeah, so she just grab it very delicately and go cast mending on it right quick. I'm like, there you go. That's much better now.
Yeah, thank you. I
You're
really
welcome.
should learn magic. I
Uh,
I technically could. I've just never really had the talent for it. I'm just lucky that it wasn't something bigger. Like if I had a hole in it, then they wouldn't be able to fix it.
Well, I think if you just have to apply what's interesting to you, 'cause you're a model, you do different types of gigs and stuff with the arts and stuff, and with like just with mending, with magic that can, of course, help you out for your personal safety, but as well as your clothes. If there's a rip, you can just mend it back together. So, like I said, just think of it as, attach things that are interesting to you. You know.
Yeah.
And who is this with you?
Oh, she looks over, sort of like puts her arm, not her arm, puts her hand on Grayson's shoulder. This is Grayson. He's been nice enough to sort of keep me company.
The lawyer, right?
Gabriel, have you been listening?
Not really.
I'm asking basically who your character is from Arabella, and I went, oh, the lawyer, right?
Arabella is sort of like motioning to you.
Yes, I'm a lawyer. I feel like there's probably many words you've heard about me.
You were solo. What did you say?
I feel as if there's probably many things you've heard about me at this point.
Well, I'm dealing with what people heard about me, so I can say that there's there are some things that definitely are, not correct. So so I feel you. But is this more work or a holiday for you?
Well, I mostly came here because I wanted to get my name and face out there, but it seemed as if it's having a negative effect. So, taking a step back.
Well, definitely having Arabella next to you helps with that. Both that and, taking a step back. She's delightful to be around. She can definitely help you relax, for sure.
I appreciate it, but I have my fair share of rumors floating around about me too. So
What have they been saying about you?
uh, they think that I've been like they think my dad promised me to Renata.
Oh,
This is like my uncle.
but I
Uh,
mean, I guess
you can
that
jump
makes
in.
sense to some people. Sorry, what were you saying?
I was just saying that Fizz can jump in whenever she wants because I feel like this particular moment would be funny of just like, yeah, Renata, hello, But I don't know if Fizz is busy because she's still muted.
I'm not busy. I don't have my good earbuds today, so I'm staying on mute because anything I do on my desk picks up on this microphone.
Yeah. So I think, since they are, at the game, since, Grayson is playing, but like having Arabella, like guide him, that way she can still play. You can just sort of like also be playing croquet and you hear your name, so you're sort of perk up. Yeah, they say I'm like engaged to Renata, which he's like my uncle, and I'm Renata, I'm pretty sure is in their like 40s.
That's unfortunately not too uncommon, though. It would make sense. I mean, you're very valuable, and some people would want to take advantage of that. So I can see why, like, some people might think that a father would do that, for safety reasons. But yeah, probably not
Well,
ideal for you.
it would have made more sense if we were back home in Nerez, but I would have thought that people would have been a little bit different here. I mean, I've been
Mm,
living here for like 5 years. I feel like I should know at least a little bit by now.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Well, if hanging out with Grayson, that may change things.
Yeah, I really hope so. Currently checking the rumor list to make sure there isn't a rumor about
While you're doing that, is there? I don't want to be anywhere around Grayson at the moment. So I would not be over in earshot of this, hence the reason I didn't jump in. But if it is possible at some point today, if I could get a moment with her dad.
Oh yeah, you could honestly be playing, just like be off playing or like sitting down with. Honestly, Arabella's dad is probably maybe like still, I think probably still there, but just sort of like very much on like the chiller side of things, like sitting at a table, eating some snacks.
Yeah, I'd much rather be in that crowd than around the Croquet or whatever.
But yeah, you go over to Arabella's dad. Look, I had her name. I had his name somewhere. Hold on.
I don't even have it
Giuseppe.
written down. I just have it as her dad. In my 14 sticky notes I currently have.
With an A.
I really need to start writing names down. I don't usually do that.
I thought because here's the thing. I know I either sent it to you or
I don't think you
I know
sent it to me, but I'm sure we talked about it, and I just missed the name and didn't write it down.
Yeah. I think it was Amani. Fuck it, that's his name now.
You said
Yeah.
Imani?
Amani.
Imani.
That means faith.
Okay. Well, I'll sit down with that. Never mind. Go ahead.
He is a little half gnome man, very short. Sort of like a little gnomes in this world are a little bit more like animalistic, like longer ears, kind of like hairy, or I guess furry. So he sort of has like a lot of facial hair, but not in like a sort of big beard sort of way, more of like really dramatic sideburns that sort of like curl up at the cheeks. So it looks like the start of a beard coming like in through the sides, but no facial hair in the very front and very hairy arms and like the back of his hands. Very short man.
He is Italian. I knew it.
Also, also, very dark skin because he's not Italian. He's not Italian. He is from Nerez, not Aglia.
I don't know. It sounds like, his family immigrated at one point.
You know what? Sure, fair.
Oh, yeah.
So
So
I joked earlier. I was like, oh, his name is Giuseppe, like Pinocchio's dad.
I did not hear you make that joke, but continue.
So I'll sit down at the table he's at and just like, oh, my friend.
Renata, it's good to see you again.
Sorry, that voice threw me off.
This is such an old man. All
I
prepared.
knew that, but I wasn't prepared. Okay. I don't even remember what you said. That's so bad. Okay, to be fair, I've also not been sleeping well. So
Listen, it's always nice when people laugh at when I'm actually trying to be funny. So this is good.
yeah. I've also been watching Legends of Vantress, and the first episode is an old man, and it reminded me of that. So, anyways,
But he goes, Renata, my old friend, it's good to see you again.
it's good to see you too. How have you been?
Well, I recently went into cardiac arrest because our food was drugged. Well, my food was drugged. She doesn't eat.
Oh, my marketing manager also got affected by that. I'm so sorry to hear that. Are you okay now?
Oh yeah, that's still ticking. Can't leave her just yet. She still doesn't know how to repair herself.
How unfortunate. I'm sure she'll learn. She has plenty of time.
Yeah, I've
Speaking,
decided jumping straight into the magic side to just start her out on pottery first, so that she's used to the feeling of unfired clay.
that makes perfect sense. Speaking of Arabella, I'm sure you've heard the rumor, but I was just curious of why this rumor is going around that I'm promised to marry her. Do you have anything to do with it?
Of course not. I brought her here specifically because we were tired. Listen, you know how the village that we used to live in was ran.
Yeah, of
There were
course.
always people being worried about marriage prospects and blah blah blah, and how she's so pretty, but how it's so sad that yada yada. Listen, there are places in Nerez where we could have gone. It would have been beautiful, lovely, and we would have escaped all that. But I just wanted to get her far, far away from any of that, which is why we came all the way up here. On top of the fact that it was pretty easy for us both to find work. There are so many fucking potters in Nerez. But not much of a modeling industry, so it was good for both of us to come here.
Oh my gosh, my train of thought. Um, I guess that makes sense. I'm sorry for accusing. I just wanted to make sure before I did anything, because obviously I keep my love life very private, but I already have a partner that I am dedicated to, and I didn't want anyone thinking otherwise.
Of course, of course. Though I don't think you're as good at keeping it private as you may think.
Well, how can you hide such true love?
He
All these
reaches
old
up
men are
with his
gay. Good for them.
Amani reaches his very small hand up and pats your shoulder. Ah, young love.
I think young
It
would have been
reminds
20 years ago.
it reminds me of me and my late wife.
May she rest in peace.
She would have loved to see Arabella today.
What is
I
Biz's
imagine she
character's
would.
name?
Say that again, Zep?
What is Biz's character's name again?
Granada.
Renata, okay.
Every time Renata's name is said, my brain just thinks of ricotta cheese and makes
Same.
me want
Ugh.
baked ziti. I,
I
I,
hate ricotta
I
cheese.
want a baked ziti. Baked ziti. I want a baked ziti.
I don't like ricotta. I don't understand it.
I
It just
also don't like
makes me
but I
feel
think it was very weird. But after patting your shoulder, you see his hands goes back down to sort of resting on the table in front of him. He goes, "Though I will admit, there are very few people that I would rather hurt. That I would fuck.
You got this.
What am I trying to say?"
I don't know.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm going in the opposite direction.
I
There's
I
so many.
believe he said there are very few people he would fuck.
Not it.
It'd be like this. When you're old. Old and widowed. It's got urges.
It's party. It's okay.
I didn't even like catch on to that. Okay. Anyways, that was good. I don't know. I'm gonna cover from that one.
I just miss my wife.
From we're missing our dead wife too. Oh, how few people I would. Man, okay. Anyways,
Because Arabella is free to choose her partner as she sees fit, and you see he looks at her and Grayson off in the distance. I really wish you would choose better.
agreed. It's Grayson. Ugh. I don't like that guy. He gives me. I don't want to say bad vibes, but that's the only thing that's coming into my brain right now. That's not.
Ick.
He did not.
No.
EBGBs.
I want something like
I have a
more
bad
like.
feeling about him.
Yeah, got a bad feeling about him. I just don't want him to sound Gen Z.
This is a 40-year-old man.
Yeah, 40-year-old man, dude. I just got some bad vibes.
I guess the bad
As
vibes,
the-
man.
As the kids would say,
Oh my god.
bad vibes.
Ethan John?
You always say he doesn't look right. I have a good feeling about him. Something like that.
Yeah, basically that. I don't like him.
I promised Arabella that I wouldn't say anything, but I would appreciate it if you just talk to him a bit, at least. Just to get more of an idea of his intentions. Or possibly scare him off.
I will certainly think about it, but at the moment, we both agreed to stay away from each other. So, if it comes down to
Did
it,
we
I
agree on that?
absolutely will. Yes, we did.
I don't
Similar.
remember.
I
Well,
don't
it was
remember.
it was behind closed doors because he didn't want to read his letter out loud.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
All right,
Oh.
you bitch. Coward!
Honestly,
It
I'm
wa-
more moved the fuck with you.
It's basically we're staying cordial, but from a large distance is what I said.
Oh, dang. I didn't know y'all were hostile toward each other. Okay.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
tried to say, hey, here,
I'm
finally
hostile
revealing
towards
my
him.
letter from the first day. Finally revealing my letter from the first session. There are many rumors running about, but it's better to have opinions based on actions.
Yeah,
That
because
was all I said on the.
and I was like, piss off. Boo-hoo. Stay away from me. I don't like you. What I actually said was, from what I've heard, your actions have spoken loud enough. However, I'm willing to stay cordial with you while we are here, but from a large distance. Respectfully, Renata. So, like, yeah. So he might he might be civil towards me, but I don't like him, basically. But in my brain, I've agreed to stay away from him because I don't know if I could be civil near him, you know? Especially
You know,
while
that's
he's near someone dear to me.
You see, Amani sort of like puts his hand like on like your forearm, and he goes, "For me, old friend, I need someone I can trust to just get a better idea of his intentions." She has said over and over that he does not want money from her, and I can't. Gabriel, I don't remember. Did she did she did I have her agree to take the paperwork, or did she like hand it back?
She did take it. I don't know what she did with it. I think I was able to get her to take it.
Yeah. She goes, he had this whole contract about not being able to get funds from her, but
No, yes. The lawyer writing a contract.
yeah, and you know I've never been good with all that legal stuff, and I couldn't exactly get any of the paperwork to my own lawyer, so for me,
Oh.
old friend.
I will make sure I look into it.
Thank you.
No problem. Now about that idiot with the croquet.
Oh,
I'm joking, sorry. Move on.
Okay, you want me to never roll to see how good I'm doing?
that was perfect.
yeah, give me another. Give me a stealth to see if you were able to see how far you were able to get the tensor's floating disk before you had to like put it down to actually pretend that you were playing fair.
That is an 18.
You were able to get it a decent amount, like looking like you were like lining up the shot while like slowly inching it forward for like a good second.
Well, I was just doing to get it back, like up the hill or whatever, like back to the
There
normal
was
playground.
no hill.
Like,
There was no hill.
okay,
This was so weird.
Running up that
I just
hill.
I would have just dropped it like at the edge of the woods and then played it from there. I'm not trying to like overly cheat. Okay, I was just trying to get out of the woods. Because obviously it's the bush's fault that I couldn't get it through when I was hitting it earlier.
But okay, yeah. You get it out the woods. Give me a dex to aim and a strength to hit.
Cool. That is a 15 on aiming and a 16 on hitting.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to get it like up this, like you're able to get it like pretty far back in the direction of the beginning. And you see the tall drow lady from earlier, like sort of cheer you on a bit as she sees. You see she's like getting pretty close to the end of the game, as most people are.
Yeah, Obi goes, nice shot, Dougie.
Yeah, you hear this tall drow lady go, amazing work. You will have to work incredibly quickly to not come in dead last. Sorry, she's not British.
Wait.
Dead last. There we go. That's the right accent. They're so
I
British and
cast
Southern?
message to Obi, hey, you know the Lung family like fairly well, right?
Fairly, yes.
Okay, this is all gonna be message. So I don't feel like casting. I have so many others me do psychic stuff, right? Nope, never mind. They're all psychic attacking. Um, so yeah, what do you know about I describe child I see in woods?
Opie, you've never heard of this person before in your life.
Uh,
Especially the fact that they had red scales. Incredibly weird.
unless you went to a different time or a different dimension, I do not know that character.
Huh, interesting.
In the fourth wall, I guess.
I heard someone say something, but I was typing, so I did not
I think that was
understand the
Gabe.
word.
Yeah. I think Gabe talked about me breaking. It sounded like I broke the fourth wall.
Evie, can you give me like a flat dex to see how well you're doing at croquet right now?
I'm not doing. I'm not like super serious. I'm just very casually doing it because you said flat decks.
Yep.
And not too bad. 15 dips here. Got a 15.
Evie, you're doing like ever so slightly better than Grayson. I feel like you've played like a good couple of times, but you probably played like a good amount before.
Yeah.
Because obviously like your friends with Kai. Uh Grayson, Arabella, I think knows like the basics of how to play. Grayson does not. I don't think Grayson has ever played before and ever been interested before. So they're just sort of two idiots trying to figure out what to like how to like shoot things in a way that works better.
You want to know a fun fact about me, Gabriel?
Sure.
I used to play as a kid.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah,
That sounds adorable.
literally any after-school activity I ever did always had a time where we played croquet. Not like a regularly scheduled time, but like we would all, every single after-school activity I had ever done always had at some point in time us play croquet.
That is That's just so weird to picture to me because croquet in my brain has always been such a rich person activity.
We did it on a patch of grass right next to a highway.
The only thing I've seen croquet played it is Sweet Life on Deck. Um,
I
where
always remember the episode with the like master move that breaks your foot.
yeah, where like Mr. Mosby's like teaching them the master move that breaks your foot, but like it like keeps on its whirl through everything. It's just that's not how anything works. But Zach does it without breaking his foot. No, he does it, but Brave faces breaking his foot. I think is what happened. And
But
it's
it's
like
a good
right next.
episode.
It's like right next to like a diary of Sherlock Holmes or whatever, like the original manifest of Sherlock Holmes. And they're like, "Oh no, it's gone missing," but like it was hidden in the case the entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine like croquet just sort of is just sort of a thing that like never interested Grayson. But you know, it's two heads are better than one, so you're not doing poorly. But you see uh the tall drow lady is doing pretty well. She's actually getting pretty close to the end, if anyone cares.
I asked the lady who's been like kind of coaching me along, like, hey, what's your name? I seen her up to this point?
Can you
Or did
say
I
that?
haven't interacted with her?
Can
I
you?
I like spark up conversation with the lady who's been coaching me through Croquet. Like, hey, what's your name?
She, she like sort of like nods, uh, like politely. Uh, Morano.
New type that up.
I cut out. Hello?
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 Hello,
Again?
Hello?
Mild.
I am Zap and I hear everyone talking.
Okay, you can hear me?
Yes.
You're
Yeah.
more quiet type.
Oh, I thought this was a character for a second.
I was asking
Uh,
Rove if they could type out the name because
oh, typing.
I'm
Okay.
like
I thought you
more
said
and
I
now.
more and
Um, that's a weird name. Oh, more and okay, cool. Hi, I'm Douglas.
pleasure to meet you, Douglas. She like snaps next to her head. Six. And like points at you with like a questioning look on her face.
Fix? Fix what?
Like with like a questioning look on her face, sort of like trying to sort of remember who you are.
Oh, she said stick. Yeah, that's me.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
You know, my daughter actually bought one of them. It was for a trend, but she bought one regardless.
There, people. That's where a lot of our revenue comes from. Is joke buys. But I've heard a lot of reports that people who jokingly buy them actually get attached.
Yet she doesn't let anyone else touch it. At one point, I had to get it checked for some sort of curse. It was curse free, but I found it strange. You can also do a history to remember who this is if you want, or just see if you know
You
who this is.
um 22.
Uh, yeah, this is a sort of like a very esteemed fashion designer who all of her designs are more focused on like shape and like texture instead of color, and all of her designs are monochromatic because she's colorblind.
Oh, nice. I really appreciate the work that you do.
Oh, it's absolutely
Nice.
nothing. Well, it really just started with me wanting to have clothes that I didn't have to worry about color matching.
Well, you're making great art while also bringing, you know, discussion to a disability that's often overlooked, and so I respect that.
Thank you, thank you. I'm wearing one of my much simpler designs today. Not much going on with the shape. but I do enjoy this bow. And she like twirls a bit so that the tails of the bow like spin with her, sort of like twirl with her dress.
This is a very nice bow.
Thank you, thank you. But you should hurry back to your spot. I am almost done the game. And you actually hear someone like cheering as they finish, and she goes, "Oh, damn it!" Well, if you want to not come in last, I would still suggest you hurry.
Yeah. I keep playing.
How would
As
he
I
ever
go,
get
I do say there's nothing wrong with silver. Being a silver dragon born sorcerer. Full circle.
Wait, hold on. Say that one more time.
As I leave, I say there's nothing wrong with being silver because my dragon ancestry is silver dragon.
Oh, okay.
It's second place. I'm very
What
proud of
color
that.
is Dougie? I forgot.
Silver.
Okay, he is.
like technically for most characters it will not affect, but like he already has scales. Why not have him be silver? It works so well. Also, I will be right back.
Uh, yeah, except, that's so weird because silver dragons are from the lung family.
Oh.
Oh wait, he thinks he's dragon. He's actually long. Why?
Hold
I've
on,
been looking in
hold
the wrong
on,
place the entire time.
What a
hold
twist!
on. Let me check a chart. I gotta check something really quickly.
My entire
Or
life
did
has been
the
a lie.
family are the families actually related and they just hate each other? They just pretend.
I
No,
am the bridge
no.
between them. I am the chosen one.
To bring both families together, you need somebody from both lineages.
Yeah, no. Silver, they're like the two like silver dragons are like the actual silver dragon, which like that is like their scales, and then Kai, who is a lunar dragon, whose scales can look silver in certain lights, but are mostly white. Both of those are on the Lung family.
Oh. Why is this not come up with my research?
Do I just retcon things right now?
We can just say that we can just replace what I've been saying of Dragon Family and just say I've been Lung. I don't know. I guess that's less of a retcon because like we haven't really, touched on who my actual family is per se. Um,
We did, because I did specify Lagon, and then I also specified you found nothing in the library because this is the wrong library.
oh yeah,
I think maybe he just has lung in him and he just doesn't know about it. And it's just hidden.
Or you just really
we
want
could
to
have
be a
solved
part
that.
of you really want to be a part of the Draken family because they are like both the Draken and the Lung family are like business families. But the Dragon family leans a lot more into that than the Lung family does. Like I said, I think I said this last session of both families are old money. The Dragon family acts very new money. So you probably were like you could say that you were like more attracted to that. So you're like desperately trying to be like, I am a part of the Dragon family. I don't know, maybe you were adopted into someone who is a part of the Dragon family, so you're like, nope, nope, this is like they didn't tell you you're adopted, but you're silver.
You You know what? I'm going with actually adopted. Doesn't know. Because that's
Can I like do some checks so that I could see that if I realize that he's actually lung and then just don't tell him. It's like,
you heard me say earlier.
Here's the thing. If you
They didn't have anything on
here's
the
the thing.
dragon family. My family.
Here's the thing, Abby. You have heard him mention being a part of the dragon, like being descendant from the dragon family. You see that he is sober. You know what's up with the families.
she just not choose to tell him. Yeah, I was like, okay.
You're just gonna let me live in this fan. Can I do a um now? Can I do a uh like a history check to like put together pieces like there's a silver dragon here in like the family lineage. Wait a second.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Everything clicks.
Do me a flat intelligence.
Oh, it's gonna be the flattest of intelligence. That's a 19. 18 plus 1. So not the
You're
flattest.
like I think it starts when you say there's nothing wrong with being sober. And then it starts like really clicking of like, wait a second, I'm sober. And you look over at the dragon family. No sober. Then you look over at the Long family. Sober.
Just one person, Romeo Juliet, this shit.
I am the forbidden love.
It's
Um,
loving himself and the family that he truly belongs to, but realizing he still belongs to the family that he once was in. I don't know.
Really a touching tale.
yeah, I just kind of stand there for a second after I say there's nothing wrong with being silver, and then my world shatters around.
Are you okay, huh?
Just dead
My
silent.
mom's not my mom. My dad's not my dad.
My sister's not my sister.
You're like having a silent breakdown, and Morinelle just sort of like leaves her croquet club there and just sort of like walks over to you and like kneels down. Hun, are you? Do I need to call somebody?
No. More silence.
Well, hey, let's put the croquet away. Let's go sit down, have some refreshment. Yeah.
That sounds good.
She grabs her croquet club, grabs the ball, and just sort of puts them away and like has some like tea and like a cupcake with you.
Oh,
Have you ever had everything everything you kind of built your life around, shatter around you in one fell swoop? Your entire identity left in the wind.
I feel like saying yes would help you mentally right now, but no, honestly.
Okay. One second. I just kind of walk into the woods and scream, and then I just come back completely normal. As if nothing happened.
honestly, we can make a perception check. I ain't got nothing to perception. I don't, Brian.
I feel like everybody sees and hears this.
This is not a secret.
This is not a stealth moment.
Mhm. It's like, maybe he realized.
What'd you say, Abby?
I'm just I'll be thinking to herself like, maybe he realized.
Yeah. Everybody give me another flat dex just to see what places you come in.
Do I still get advantage?
Yes.
I'm gonna give myself disadvantage. Um,
16.
Doug, you're not even playing anymore. The mallets have been put away.
okay.
You said
Oh, that
16?
explains that one.
Are you okay?
No.
I feel like I'm witnessing like a manic episode right now. You just keep oscillating like a pendulum. So 16, Abby, what did you get?
An 8. I mean, she's very like okay.
Yeah, you're more
My
concerned
screaming
about
kind of threw you off. Threw off one of your dice.
Abby, I'm gonna say you just sort of like keep like you're playing very casually and now you're actively distracted. So you just sort of like keep drifting behind until you're coming like in almost not quite dead last, but like almost last. Gabriel, you're like you and Arabella are like middle of the pack.
And where did Grayson place?
I don't know
Middle
exactly
of
how
the
many
pack.
people are playing, but
Pack.
middle. He's playing with Arabella, so they're both middle.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, for 2 people who are basically just dicking around. So
You did pretty well for 2 people basically just sticking around.
yeah, like it's 2 people who did well but are just dicking around. It's kind
Yeah.
So you're all dicking around now, huh? Take note of that, Fizz.
Okay, I'm back. What are we rolling?
If
We
you're
were playing croquet.
okay, give me a
Oh, okay.
flat deck.
Dirty 20.
Oh yeah, you come in not you don't come in second place, but you come like pretty far ahead. But you see your new patron is the one who came in first.
Mm.
Was there a reason behind that she wanted him, or did she just ask to shake his hand? Because I missed it. Kind of zoned out.
He asked no questions.
And so she just wanted him. Okay.
As far as y'all are aware, yeah, because here, like, she even is like, you're not gonna ask any questions about like my motivation, like, what do I get
That
out of
makes
this?
sense for him to do that. I'm just like, why does she want him?
So yeah, you don't know why, and you technically in character don't know that she has him.
True, I know. I was just like, what happened? Because I just looked up and like, he got a patron. I'm like, what?
He has 1 less level in Bard now.
Yep.
And like, you're still like a famous singer, and you just have a patron now.
Hey,
Yeah, it's
my
called
fellow
road
1
agent.
level dip into warlock people.
What'd you say, Gabriel?
Hey, my fellow 1 level dip into warlock people.
Yeah. Oh my god, are we going oops all warlocks except for Zap again?
Jesus.
Yes! It
Um,
must happen.
Full circle. Doggy.
no.
Sycamore.
Okay,
Oops,
here's the
all
thing
It
though.
must.
warlock.
It
Oops
must.
all warlocks except for it was oops all warlocks except for Fizz and Zap because you were also a
No,
bard.
no, no. It was oops all charisma casters except for Zap.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
Here's the thing.
I was about
When
to say.
Zap this time
that
is
was when Fizz was here. When when Fizz wasn't here, we just called him Bootstar Warlock, except for Zap.
Zap, you're a
Yeah.
sorcerer this time, right?
Yeah, I'm a sorcerer this time.
Yeah, so James, you need to become a warlock.
I don't think I'd want to get
Too late.
watched
You
over
can't.
eye by a dragon.
It doesn't have to be a dragon.
It could be
Yeah,
any.
Well, it's still
mine's a Dragonborn.
And Judo's is a creepy lady in a big hat.
Hey,
Wait,
like a
Kane?
man
that's
in it.
Because I'm not paying attention to that. That's not a question. That is actually a statement. I was not paying attention to that. I know I wasn't. But also, Kane?
they said that their name was Kane earlier. So
Okay,
yes.
it was Kane. I did. Okay. That explains
Yeah.
so much. This is what happens when you don't pay attention a little bit.
Okay, question.
Yeah.
How much does this explain for you?
The whole like feeling sickly and whatever makes more sense with it being, well, if it is Kane, the Kane I know.
Well, they also had Paz. Um,
Has got significantly less sickly.
I know, but
yeah, but
also
like Paz. Okay, but like honestly, at 1 to 10, how sickly does Paz look? Because like Paz already looked very sickly.
that's also a good
Um,
point. He was already, I believe, in a dying warlock beforehand because his patron was a dead dude.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't change much.
To be
yeah. If anything,
and
he's
also
just happier now. That's where the color comes from.
Has also got sleep for the first time in literal decades, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
Paz is an outlier, and they have color. Okay, have you seen what they were before?
Like, what for many people would be a downgrade was to this guy an upgrade.
Yeah,
upgrades. It's sort of like that meme where it's like some like you get some amount of money, but now your best friend lives like 20 miles, like 100 or something miles away, and
I
then
have a best friend now.
I bet they-
Great people upgrade.
and in the video, it's like plus some amount of money, and then your friend now lives like 1,000 miles closer. So it's like upgrades, people, upgrades.
Your friend now lives 100 miles closer. No. Your friend now lives.
Yeah.
Like, imagine this just for someone whose friend died.
Upgrades,
Um,
people, upgrades.
you get $1 million, but your dad doesn't love you. I have a dad. Upgrade, people. Upgrade. Okay. So yeah, I have a mental breakdown. Does the person
Uh,
that was helping me finish their thing before they put down, or
Sid,
does the person that was like, helping me, do they finish croquet before they stop to like guide me through
no,
my?
Mornell like put her stuff away to like come sit down with you when she saw that you were having a rough time.
Okay. So yeah,
And she
all my life I thought I was Draken. Um, that's what I've been told. I I don't know how I've never put two and two together until just now. I've studied dragon ancestry. I should know better. But, there's something saying there's nothing wrong with being silver. Just unlock the fact that dragons don't come in silver.
I mean, they come in black, and silver is just like shiny gray, so
If only it was that simple. So I'm probably adopted or a bastard. I don't know which one is worse. I'm probably both, actually. Now that I think about it.
We
An
already know you're a
adopted
bastard.
bastard.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with being a bastard. I'm a bastard.
I'm sorry. He meant biologically, or like what's the word? I forgot. I don't remember the word I was gonna use. So never mind on my snarky remark.
Yeah. Mama had me before she met my stepdad, so born out of wedlock. But like, who cares? Your mama still raised you. I'm assuming your dad was. I'm assuming your dad also. I'm assume. I'm assuming your mama raised. I'm pretty sure that's how it works in most cultures. Your parents raised you. That's that's it. That's the end of it. It might be a different scale color, and it's kind of concerning that they didn't tell you, hey, if you want to track your ancestry, maybe do it on this side. But regardless, raised you, they cared for you, so what's the big deal?
Yeah, it's just
Well,
I don't know.
It was that
see, at the end of the day, this might change what you gotta look at to track your ancestry, but this doesn't change who you were raised by, who your family is, right?
Yeah.
Now, let's go. They have, I saw they have like, uh, cupcakes are nice, but they feel weird. And you see that she like gets up and she goes. As she's walking off, though, you see, she like locks eyes with Abby, and she goes, "Actually, Abby, let me see if I can look at your dress again really quick."
Fine.
Okay, for a second
Even
I
if
thought it
it's
was long sleeves. For a second I thought it was
yeah.
long sleeve. I don't know why. She goes, "Looking great on you, hon. I love that design on you."
Thank you. It's like I always love your work.
I always love a fan.
Like even if if it wasn't the outfit I was wearing today, it was like I was like, oh, she does a monochrome and like I dress in black and white. So I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's somebody she's gonna regularly buy fancy outfit from.
She also does sell casual clothes, so you might just oh
Well, true,
you
yeah,
might
exactly what I'm
like
saying.
her.
Like, but if she does fancy clothes, she probably would be wearing some of her stuff here,
Yeah, she does fancy clothes. She also does a casual like streetwear. So it's really like pick your poison. She got it. And it is like 12. So if you guys want, we can end here.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right.
But also it's 11.
Say again?
Don't lie to us.
But also it's 11.
It's also 9.
The wrong time zone.
Are we gonna send letters or anything?
That happens in like essentially downtime of the plot and
Okay,
like
cool.
at night when everybody's in their rooms.
Cool.
So not yet. But everybody say bye to Craig.
Bye,
That's
Alistair.
Alice.
Sorry, not
Bye,
But-
Alistair.
everybody say bye to
This is my
Alistair.
grandmother.
Hi,
Everybody.
Alistair.